In this video we're going to show how to assemble and prepare your high-density polystyrene beehive from modern beekeeping. Assembling and preparing the hive is not difficult, and this video shows a complete process all the way through to showing one way of introducing bees to the hive. When your hive arrives, the first thing to do is to take everything out of the box, lay it all on the floor and check that you have all the items you require. To reduce the chance of any items being damaged, we recommend that you lay them on a carpet, not on a hard floor. This is the floor of the hive with the aluminium varroa mesh resting inside it. This is the roof of the hive, and in this shot the hard plastic edges of the hive body are resting on top of it. We will show how these hard plastic edges are used later. The white rectangle you can see is the plastic varroa tray. On it are resting the stainless steel screws for securing the varroa mesh. Only 4 are required, but you'll find 1 or 2 extras in the packet. This is the hive strap, which, depending on the hive model you've bought, is either 3 or 5 meters long. The hive bodies come in 3 depths: shallow, full depth and jumbo. Each hive body is made up of 4 items. 2 long sides, one of which you can see here, and 2 short sides, which you can see here. The mortise and tenon joints at the corner of each part of the hive body are the key to both the simplicity of assembly of these hive bodies and their strength. Take time to familiarize yourself with these components and checking out how they fit together. A special feature of these hives is the use of hard plastic edges in the hive body. The upper edge is shown on the right and the lower edge is shown here on the left. The upper and lower hard plastic edges have different profiles, and these match the profiles you will find on the upper and lower edges of the short side of the hive body. The plastic edges are a simple push fit onto the hive body. The amount of force required does vary from time to time, but usually you can get away with just gentle push. If more force is required, we recommend you use a block of wood, as shown here, pushing down on the hive body, not on the plastic edge. Only the tip of the plastic edge is touching the wood, so that the protrusion, which you can see here, is not damaged. Here's another edge being pushed home. Note we're still working on the carpet to reduce the risk of any of the components being damaged, particularly the delicate ends of the tenons. Although not essential, we strongly recommend that the joints are glued. However, do not place glue into the mortises, which you can see here marked by a cross. The maker's name is moulded into each of the 4 sides of the hive body, and this gives a very good indication as to which way up each part should go. Another way of ensuring you have the components the right way up is to look at the rebate, shown here, and the matching protrusion on the other side, which on the upper edges do not reach to the top. This contrasts with the lower edge, where the rebate and the protrusion do stretch all the way to the bottom. Before you do any gluing, we strongly recommend you do a trial fit. With the long side resting flat on the carpet, press the short side in, a bit of jiggling to make certain it's correctly aligned. It should just push home. Here it is again from another angle. Note we're wearing stocking feet to ensure that we don't damage anything, and how easily the 2 components slide together. To separate the components, simply place your foot on the long side, grasp the short side, and with a pull and a bit of a wiggle, it will come out. We recommend you practice assembling and disassembling the hive bodies until you're entirely familiar with how they go together and that when you come to glue it, everything will be correctly aligned. After fitting the first short side, then fit the second one. Then place the fourth side flat on the carpet and press the other assembly down into it. A bit of a push and a wiggle, and actually you can sit on the corners. We could have made a special tool, but we found our bottom works just as well. And when that's done, there it is, the first hive body assembled. The hive floor is made up of three components: the floor itself, which you can see here, the varroa tray, which slides in on runners from the rear, and the aluminium varroa mesh. The varroa mesh, which I'm just placing here, is not fitted until after the floor has been painted. So for the moment we can place the varroa tray and the mesh to one side, but do watch the sharp edges of the varroa mesh. The hive body locates on the floor as shown here. Then comes the roof, which is fitted this way up. And that's it, your basic hive, with the entrance at the front and the short landing board. The only thing that's missing is obviously it is not yet painted, and the hive strap is not fitted. Here's a closer look at the runners where the varroa tray fits. You can see them here, and the tray simply slides in. Here are the parts of a medium hive body, which apart from size are identical to the full depth hive body. And like the full depth hive body, which we've already shown being assembled, the medium bodies are put together in exactly the same way, although you may find the plastic edges do require a little bit more force to push them into place. And as before, the block of wood, here steadied with a foot, is used to drive home the hard plastic edge, checking with the finger that it is completely flush at either end. You can also push it down on the carpet and then use the block of wood for the final alignment. Once you get the hang of it, you'll find it very easy. If you find you push one of the edges too far, simply reverse it and give it a gentle push back. Sometimes you might find there's a little bit of plastic on the inside of the hard plastic edges. Use your finger just to remove them. It also helps to rub your thumb round the inside of the runner, because the oils from your skin will help it slide it down. Once the hard plastic edges have been fitted, the hive body can be assembled. This is done exactly as was shown earlier, ensuring that the parts are the correct way up, and again using the foot to steady the long side, press down on the short side, and we fit the two short sides to one long side as the first stage of assembly. Invert it and engage one side first, push and a wiggle, and the parts go together. Good firm press and a gentle sit, and that's it, one medium super assembled.